Welcome to another edition of the worst case scenario. And evidently it says we've been going live for the last minute 57. So if we have,
No, it just went live. We've only been live for 12 seconds.
All right. Hell yeah. Parker, move in, buddy. Hey, don't be scared. And we are here. We're here to talk UFC 306 and NFL Week 2. And I am your host, as always. It is Phil. With me is my guest, Makai, my son, and Parker here, Parker Davis. Parker Davis is a known professional wrestling legend around this town where we're from. Makai is a training one, but also with us in a remote location after nearly breaking his neck in a car accident is D'Lo. D'Lo, go ahead and tell him what's up.
Well, yo.
All right. Now, missing today is Bennett. Allegedly, he had a wedding. Last time you guys saw him, he passed out halfway through the stream, and we had to move the camera to where you saw just me and D'Lo. But today, we are here. We are back. We are going live. I'd like to thank StreamYard, even though they don't support our ass, and YouTube, whatever it is, YouTube, baby, YouTube. But let's get into it, gentlemen. Guys, go ahead and say hello on camera.
What's happening?
What is up, peoples?
And D'Lo, what do you want to get into first? You want to talk UFC or you want to talk NFL?
Well, first, let's talk a little NFL first, because I got to say, your Jets last week, they cost me $130 with that trash time touchdown, man. If they would have just left the goddamn score at 45, instead they had to get that trash time touchdown at the very end of the game.
What did I tell you? I said go over 49. That was, but hey.
Yep. So they cost me $130 with that shit. But
did that cause that neck injury?
Possibly. If they did, they're paying for it. So,
man. And for those of people that don't know, I'm gonna go ahead and share a photo of my boy because he's out of action. This is why right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is why. This is Dustin right here, Mr. D'Lo. He was in the hospital in a neck brace. I said he looked like Joel Gertner. And for those people that don't know, Joel Gertner was a famous ECW announcer, manager of the Dudley Boys, and always had a good rhyme to go with his shtick. But that is old D'Lo out with the injury right now, having to do it remotely. But I knew he was going to come on here and he was going to instantly go on my New York Jets. And let me tell you something, the New York Jets are fine, baby. So evidently, with you want to start out with the NFL. That's what you want to do? You want to start with the NFL week 2?
Yeah, we do. We definitely gonna start out with the NFL, but your Jets. You say they're fine, but I mean, they didn't look so fine, brother.
I'm gonna bring in an expert right now. That knows a little bit something about playing football, which outside of junior high. All right, you broke ass motherfucker. We're gonna bring in Makai and Parker because they did play. Makai played high school ball. Parker, I don't know if you played any high school. Okay, Parker played some high school ball. The New York Jets, Makai, are they fine or are they not fine?
They will be fine. As Aaron Rodgers said in one of his latest pressers, he gave an ode to one of his old quotes from the Packers. It was one of his relaxed speeches where they went 1-2 to start the season. And
you shut your mouth while my boy talking.
And Aaron Rodgers gave a speech talking about relax. We've only played 3 games. We've still got.
Did he say season. Relax? Just do it.
REL.
When you want to get through it, relax. Hey, you hear that? So Makai, we'll go ahead and we'll start off with the Jets and Tennessee Titans this week. Makai, what do you think is the outcome this week after that? Yeah, people want to call it a horrible loss. Let's face it. I'm gonna hit you with reality, D'Lo. You want to hit me with reality? I'm gonna hit you with it. The Jets took on the 49ers, who just got done playing the Super Bowl. Yes, they didn't have McCaffrey's, but Mason has always played well for them. Why everybody is shocking? Look like we lost D'Lo. Is D'Lo there?
We've lost D'Lo.
We have lost him. What's that?
He got pissed off. He didn't want to hear reality.
That's all right, man. Anyway. What happened with that was we are talking about a 49ers team that has he's killed it. Let's be honest. We got him back. You back?
My bad. My bad. I was trying to connect to the chat on YouTube, and it like fucked all kinds of shit up. So
Well, we didn't know if your net brace had an issue or whatever. You wanted the spasms. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm
we were
telling you,
talking. We're facing reality. The reality was we took on the 49ers, who just came off playing in the Super Bowl. They Brock Purdy. We're not saying he's elite, but Brock Purdy is good enough to get the job done. They still had Ayuk, whatever that dude's name is. They still had Debo Samuels, and they still had the defense. Both of them,
yeah,
the defense.
but they were without the biggest, the most important part, which was Christian McCaffrey. Man, I mean,
Is it really Christian McCaffrey's after what we saw Mason do, or is it that team is set up to run the ball that good?
No, man, McCaffrey. I mean, I understand that Mason had a good game, but you'll see that Mason will come back down to earth this week. You know what I'm saying? So,
Or maybe he doesn't, and he explodes for another so many yard game, so many touchdown game, and
Parker, what do you think?
I mean,
You watched the game, Parker, this week?
it's never a good sign. It's never a good sign that after the game he came on there and said that that he didn't understand how Christian McCaffrey plays all game like that, because he was a backup running back in college. That guy was Mason, and he came
His
on.
mama was a first starting whore. I'm gonna be honest with you.
He was tired. So what I'm saying is, it's a very good possibility that he comes back down to earth this week, and he just exposed the Jets defense is what he did. So,
Well, all right. Well, allegedly, we're gonna go ahead and say allegedly. All right, Parker, what do you think?
So I watched a little bit of the Jets game with Makai. Important thing to remember is like I'm more of college football than I am NFL.
That's all right.
But when I do fuck with NFL, it was Green Bay, so it was good to see Aaron Rodgers with the Jets.
Thank you.
And I think I have to agree with Makai. You know, like we just had 3 games. You guys had 3 games, yeah. Like, it's the beginning of the fucking season. Why?
Well, our starters didn't play in preseason, so this is basically the first game getting together.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody can say what they want to about that defense, and this is something that I told Makai. I said, hey, they had 8, and I'm not taking anything away from the 49ers. They had 8 straight scoring drives, but out of those 8 drives, out of all their drives, we only allowed 2 touchdowns. Now, the Jets scored 3 touchdowns, so when you do the math, who is the MVP? Was it Mason, or was it their kicker? Let's be honest about it.
Well, check it out. I in all honesty, I fully expect the Jets to rebound and do a lot better this season. But what I did see this week was this week and last week, the Bills still own that division. So you guys are in an uphill battle either way it goes. The Bills still own that division, and you know, I mean, the Patriots look better than expected, I guess, against the Bengals, and so it's like, do you have to watch out for them when you play them? And who knows what the fuck's going to happen with Miami now that Tua's down? Does Miami go out and sign a Ryan Tannehill or even a Tom Brady? Do they put a call into Tom Brady? I mean, fucking.
Maybe they won't pick up the phone and call back Mike fucking White.
He's still there. Isn't he still there?
No, they cut him. He was one of the first cuts when they were getting down to the 53-man roster.
That's a mistake, man. That dude's a clutch quarterback. Like he's not. He doesn't have all the
Thompson there though. What? Where's Bridgewater? Where's Teddy Bridgewater?
I thought he was up in like Detroit or something, man. Like I thought he signed as Jared Goff's backup or something, man.
I'm not sure, but to get down, we wasted a lot of time on this, and I understand. Listen, the Jets are going to be fine. Aaron Rodgers, for the first time seeing action since that game last year, that first game last year, he made it through the game. And as a Jet fan, that's all we could ask for. Now, what I was disappointed in our running back, because
I'm sure as a Jets fan that it was probably good to see Alan Lazard finally earn his money a little bit, you know.
And what I tell you guys, not too long ago, we had a discussion about that, and I said they signed him because Rodgers knows him. And I expect him to have but here's the thing. Here's the weird part about it. Rodgers threw 1 touchdown to him, and our backup came in and threw another touchdown to him. He had 2 touchdowns in the game.
You know what's crazy to me, man, is one of the first names that came up when Tua went down one of the first names that came up for them to trade for was Zach Wilson. And I'm like, that dude is still getting love out there, dude. So
first of all, right now, according my opinion is once a guy goes down, the first guy you should be calling is Ryan Tannehill. I think that's the best quarterback that's available on the market as a free agent, and you ain't got to give nothing up for him. He's available. You can step in and play.
I mean, the only thing that hurts Tannehill is he doesn't know that system. It's not like they were running that system when he was in Miami and shit. You know what I mean? So,
yes.
All
right, let's go ahead. We'll go around and we'll ask the predictions this week. Game 1, Jets travel to Tennessee. Who you got, D'Lo?
I took the Jets in my picks, so yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
All right, Makai.
Yep, I'm gonna stay with the Jets.
Parker.
I am gonna turn heel.
Of course he would.
Tennessee.
I think I'm going for the home team.
Okay, so Parker's going with the Tennessee Titans, and of course, I'm not. Hey, listen, it's a rebound game, and it's not just rebound. I think Hall's going to rush for over 125 yards. I think that once again, we're not asking Rodgers to come out and throw 300 yards. Like Rodgers might get 200, he might not. And if Breece Hall's getting 125 yards, and we have the time of possession on our part, we're going to be just fine. And hopefully that defense rebounds.
I'll tell you this from a team that just played Tennessee last week. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to expose their secondary. Their pass rush was a little bit better than expected, but our offensive line was a little worse than expected. So, it's one of those deals that as long as Rodgers isn't a statue back there and he can get that ball out quick enough, you guys have opportunities to expose that secondary, man. So
we have somebody asking a question on there. You see that, D'Lo?
I can't see the chat because
okay. Well, we have a fan that asked, why did Marab become a favorite out of nowhere? Who is he talking about?
Marab versus Sean O'Malley tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not talking about UFC right now. We're gonna get to that, so you're gonna have to ask those questions in due time.
We'll get there fairly quick. No, that's a good question, man. I say it's probably to pull some bets. Vegas is probably swaying that a little bit to try to pull some bets off of O'Malley or put a little money on Marab, but there's really no reason that dude should be favored at all, honestly.
Well, I do have, but we're gonna go into that later. We'll do a little speed thing real quick where we're gonna get through these picks. So we got 3 Jets, we got 1 Titans. Next up on the list right here, we got the Raiders traveling to the Ravens, and I'm gonna go ahead and spit it out right here. The Raiders don't have a snowball chance in hell. I see the Ravens winning this game. D'Lo, what do you think?
Absolutely, the Ravens are going to win. But the thing about it is, man, is they keep trying to shove it down our throat that Lamar Jackson's a quarterback, and every game that I watch of his, he's a glorified running back. So we'll just leave it at that, So.
All right, Makai?
Yeah, Ravens will have a bounce back week. They'll get a win this week.
Parker?
I think I'm gonna go with the Ravens too.
Oh, of course. You don't want to. Fuck you, Parker. All right. So then next up, so it's a clean sweep. Everybody says Ravens. Next up, we got the Browns traveling to the Jaguars. I'm going to go ahead and spit it out there. Listen, with everything that happened with the Browns quarterback this week, what is that, his 23rd, 44th? I don't even know. I'm about to file a lawsuit against Watson for sexually harassing my ass at this point. But listen, the Browns have a team. They have a defense. They have a stat team. They got a chance for an upset here, and I'm going to take them here. I'm going to go ahead and take them with everything. I know everything that's hitting is against them, but I like Ford. I like the way he runs the ball, and I'm going to go ahead and I would assume that the Jaguars are favorite, but I'm taking the Browns here. What do you say, Makai?
Yeah, I'm going to say with Trevor Bank in effect, I'm going to take the Jaguars this week.
Mr. Davis, what do you say?
Shout out to my boy Tony Khan, Jaguars.
Tony Khan is a bum, but yes. Okay. So we got D'Lo. Here's what we got. We got 2 Jaguars, 1 for the Browns. What do you say?
Man, I tell you what, I do expect the Browns to bounce back this week. I expect that defense to step up. And like you said, Ford's a good running back. They got good receivers there. I don't expect Watson to have a good day. And because of that, I expect Jacksonville to win. But I do expect to see a different Browns team this week for sure.
So who'd you take?
Jacksonville. I'm taking Jacksonville.
Okay, so I'm the only with the Browns. Well, listen, I'm telling you that defense shows up. A running game takes off. That's my opinion. But all right, on to the next game. We got fucking 49ers after their lucky win on Monday night against the Jets, traveling to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. And I don't even know if we need to vote on this. I don't think there's an idiot out of the four of us here that's going to take the Vikings. I'm saying 49ers. What do you say, Makai?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
Parker? D'Lo?
Yeah, absolutely. Even though Sam Darnold had a good week last week, I just don't see it, man. That Niners team's too tough.
All right. And at any time, gentlemen, I know you're new on the podcast. Anytime you want to speak on something, go ahead. We don't care. We got time. We're not under a time restriction here. Next up, we got the Chargers traveling to what I assume is the worst team in the NFL in the Carolina Panthers. They're probably sorely wishing that they did not draft Young last year. There was other better quarterbacks they could have taken, like C.J. Stroud, which at the time I didn't think was. But clearly I see the Niners probably putting up about 50-plus points on the Panthers. What do you say, Makai?
Yeah, that sounds about fair. I could agree with that.
Agreed.
You guys have no other input, or you guys just robots? All right.
Nope.
You guys like, we're going to talk pro wrestling. D'Lo, what do you say?
I'm there for that.
I don't see the Panthers winning a game this year. So it really didn't matter that they took Young because they're going to turn around and be able to replace him at next year's draft. But I just don't see the Panthers winning a fucking game. They're a mess right now. So whoever it is they're playing, yeah, for sure.
Reminds me of Steve Bennett in a drunken stupor where we're all like, who invited Steve to the party? Who invited the Carolina Panthers to play a game? I heard that they were giving out tickets like 2 for 1 there because they can't get people to get into the stadium, which all that's going to do is end up leading them to move to somewhere like Austin or somewhere else, because I'm telling you, they can't handle not having people come in. That owner is going to pull up and move out. So next up, we got the Seahawks 1-0 taking on the surprise Patriots, who went down and beat Joe Burrow and the Bengals last week. Before I give my opinion, I'm going to lead off with Parker. What do you think about this game?
What was the game? Sorry.
We're talking about the Seahawks 1-0 taking on the surprise and the Patriots that are both 1-0 in New England.
Dude, like I said, I'm not really familiar with NFL. I'm more college, but I fucking hate the Patriots. So
As most people do.
I'm 100%.
We will agree there.
He's going with Seahawks. What do you think, Makai?
I absolutely hate the Patriots, as you know. But the Seahawks and Geno Smith as their quarterback. It sounds like
you guys got a history with him, don't you?
Yeah.
A spell from hell is what that game is. I do not want to pick the Patriots, but I think that will be my pick.
Oh, so you think of New England? So start off the season 2-0.
Probably.
What do you say, Mr. Orndorff?
I believe that the Seahawks are going to pull it out. The only thing that's scaring me right now about the Seahawks is I think that they said something about that Kenneth Walker very, very well may set this week. So that's a big.
Yeah, that changes the dynamic. But as a hater, and I represent the haters ball, hate. If you got hate in your heart, let it out. Well, let me tell you something. I got hate against Patriots, and I'm going to go with the Seahawks. Former Jet quarterback Geno Smith picking up the win. I don't care who the hell their running back is. I'm going with the Seahawks. And let's see. We have next on the lineup, we got the Saints, who came out with Derek Carr and surprised some people last week.
They were playing
Cowboys.
the Panthers.
What's that?
They were playing the Panthers, man.
Okay, well, thank you for clearing that up and saying, hey, look, ain't no surprise. They just
Which will be for sure the worst team in the league this year.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, we got Saints traveling to Dallas, and Dallas came in dropping 4 elbows and doing more damage than Watson does on those massage parlors pussies. So I'm just being honest here. Let's be real. I'd like to say that the Saints are going to put up a fight, but until Dallas meets real competition, I think Dallas wins this game. What do you think, D'Lo?
I agree. I think that I think the Saints are going to hit a wall this week. They ran wild on the Panthers last week, but this is a different ball game when you're playing the Cowboys. They're a good team, man.
That defense is strong. Parker, what do you think here? We got Saints at Cowboys.
I'm gonna have to go with the Cowboys.
What's that part? We can't hear you. You got to speak up. Cowboys. All right. Hey, listen, anytime you want to start cutting one of them rustling promos when you deliver something, go ahead, baby. Hey, what do you think, Makai?
Man, I'm going to have to go with the Cowboys, too.
Looks like it's a clean sweep for them Cowgirls. And trust me, that doesn't make me happy because
they don't still have Ezekiel Elliott, do they?
Yes, they brought him back. They brought him back.
Fuck
Brought him back.
Yes, they did.
OH, baby.
Now, somebody's going to get a win in this next matchup as we have the New York G-Men traveling to the Washington Redskins Commanders. I still like to call them the Redskins. I still like it when those motherfuckers dress up like pigs in dresses. I never understood why you represent a pig and then you're wearing a dress, but those fans in Washington, they're fucking crazy. Listen, if it's my opinion is if Carolina isn't the worst team, or if they are, the second worst team in the league is the Giants. They should never give up Berkeley, whatever, and they did. And my opinion is the Commanders come in and with their new quarterback, they shine, they razzle, they dazzle, and they pick up their first win of the season. What do you think, Makai?
Yeah, I think the Giants should go to New York and play in a fucking soccer stadium. That's what I think. I'm going to take the Commanders by a whopping 50.
Mr. Parker, what do you say?
I'm going to go with the Commanders, too.
Commanders. Hey, it's 3-0 for Commanders, D'Lo. Are you going to make it a clean sweep?
Yep, that's definitely a clean sweep. I think that Daniel Jones is our modern day Jamarcus Russell, man. I think he's that bad, dude. So,
I think DeVito put up better numbers than what he did.
I agree.
And when I said DeVito, I'm talking about Danny DeVito's younger son. I don't know what his first name is.
It's not Danny DeVito's son. Tommy DeVito is not Danny
Tommy DeVito looks like Danny DeVito's illegitimate adoptive son. That's what I'm saying. It's my opinion. You can't change me from that, D'Lo.
All right. What are we moving on to?
All right. We got, which not a lot of people talked about that I was hearing, but the Buccaneers, and they're traveling to Lions. I think this is going to be the game of the week. I really do, because I think that you got Detroit, who is a powerhouse with the 2 running backs, with the tight end. They don't really have like a star receiver.
I don't think they're giving the Buccaneers enough credit.
I believe so. I believe you're right, man. The way that boy come out and threw 4 touchdowns last week. He stepped in last year, but that was something different. This year, he's like, hey, Tom Brady, who? Tom Brady, who? That's the way he played that first game. Tom Brady, who? And so it's
they paid Baker Mayfield this offseason. They gave him a nice fat contract. And
he deserved it after what Cleveland did to him.
Yeah, I'm happy for the dude, man, for sure.
Yeah. But
my question is,
tell us, who's going to win this? It's in Detroit.
My question is, do you think that the Buccaneers offense can keep up with that high-powered Detroit offense, man? I mean, the Buccaneers got weapons too. They got, Godwin, or is that Godfrey or Godwin or whatever?
Godwin.
Yeah, and then they got Mike Evans and shit like that.
They got White at running back. They got Cotton at tight end. They got some weapons, but I agree with you. Everything says take.
You're going up against Laporta, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. You're going up against both of those running backs, the 2-headed monster there.
Gibbs and fucking who's that other boy down there?
Montgomery.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's I want
Damn.
to go. I really do because I like what Baker Mayfield's doing because he's been bet against, even though he was the first overall pick. He's been bet against and that he's been discarded like trash. And I want to bet against him, but I just think that it's going to be the game of the week, and I think it's going to be close. But I think the Lions pull it out in the end. What do you think, D'Lo?
Yeah, I agree. I think the Lions pull this one out.
What do you think, Mackay?
Yeah, I like the Baker hype and everything, but I'm not behind it. I'm gonna go with the Lions.
Parker?
I don't know enough about either, so Lions.
All right, so it's a clean sweep. And here we go. We got just looks like we got 6 games left. We got the Indianapolis Colts traveling to a place where people are a little weird. They do a little butt action. It's called Green Bay, Wisconsin. And
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and pick the Colts to I don't know if you call it upset. They're both teams are 0-1, but without the quarterback, without Love, which I didn't think he was great, and I kept asking myself, what is Love?
Baby, don't hurt me.
Don't hurt me.
No more.
No more. So I'm going with Indianapolis goes to Green Bay, picks up a win. What do you think, D'Lo?
Yeah, I fully expect Indianapolis to dominate this game. Unless Richardson happens to go down early in the game, I think the Colts are going to they're going to run through Green Bay this week, man.
Yeah. But their quarterback has to learn. I'm talking about Indianapolis and Richardson. He's got to learn. He's a quarterback. He's got to learn when to throw and when to run. And he needs to learn how to read a defense because I truly believe he's struggling.
I think there's several teams with quarterbacks that are facing that same identity crisis right now, man.
It's the new thing in the NFL.
Yeah.
It really is. But Richardson, with his history of getting injured like he did last season in his rookie year, I think he needs to stop running the ball so much. He's got a running back that is capable, more than capable of handling those duties, and he needs to show that arm. And he showed it last week when he threw that 65-yard touchdown on his back foot after sliding. I don't know what the hell was up with the field there in Indianapolis, but somebody said they had changed something up about it. But both guys were sliding, him and Stroud last week. So not going to have that effect in Green Bay.
Well,
but
I'm going to be paying close attention to this game because my team, the Bears, go to Indianapolis next week. So I'll be watching pretty close to see how this game plays out.
But you take Indy, I take Indy. What do you say, Parker Davis?
See, I can't abandon my team just because they suck.
Oh, I forgot. You are a Green Bay Packer fan.
So I'm going to have to go with Green Bay.
Hey, I never understood why they always said about San Francisco being the rainbow capital when Green Bay is obviously the one that's holding the flag there. But, hey, regardless, good luck to your team.
We have cheese curds and Ken Anderson. What the fuck else do we need?
Mr. Kennedy. I do love some good cheese curds. But what do you say, Mackay?
Yeah, I like our home state Colts going up there and whooping some ass.
You didn't have to say it so. It sounded like you've been ready to jump on the bandwagon with that.
No.
Yeah, you get ready to change in the jet for the horseshoe? All right. Anyway, let's go ahead to the next one. So it looks like that was a clean. Well, no, it was not a clean sweep because there was one Rainbow Warrior rooting for them. But 3-1. Let's see the next one. We got the Los Angeles Rams traveling to my son Brock's favorite team, Arizona Cardinals. Arizona looked good last week in a loss. Rams lost one of their starting wide receivers, but they still got the white boy Cooper Kupp. 2 girls, 1 cup. That dude looked damn good. But this week, I'm gonna pull an upset here. I'm gonna root for Brock's team. I'm gonna say the Cardinals. What do you say, D'Lo?
There's no way. I think the Rams are gonna run through them, man. So
I'm not saying that. I believe Kupp's gonna have more than just 2 girls in it. He's gonna have probably 12 receptions, probably 150 receiving yards. But at the end, I think the running game of Connor, McBride, tight end.
But they got that good running back up there in fucking LA, man.
Yeah. But I think that from a dismal first rookie game, I believe Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to rebound. He had one catch for 4 yards. I think he's going to rebound.
I think they're going to be forcing him the ball, and that's going to lead to interceptions. That's the thing about Kyler Murray, man, is like he really doesn't know how to read a defense that well, and so it's like,
why is that, D'Lo?
Because he doesn't study game film. He'd rather play Call of Duty. You know what I mean? So
I think there's more behind that. I believe he's got a little bit of the kernel in him. I think he's hating. But
I agree with you. Written into your contract that you have to study more game film every week.
Well, let's be honest. He played. He had good games. Then he got paid, and then ever since they inked him to that new deal, he's been trash, in my opinion.
I agree. But I wasn't convinced that he was deserving of that deal. Just like I'm not convinced that Trevor Lawrence or fucking Daniel Jones. There's a lot of dudes out here getting handed a lot of fucking money, dude. And it's like, why? Like, what have you done to deserve anything of that? Some of these guys like Terry Bradshaw that only probably made $20 million in his football career are probably like, you pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at Steve Young in Montana. Them guys only made, maybe $40 million in their career, dude.
Different times, bud. There was different times now.
I mean, I understand it, but I'm just saying these guys had so much ability versus some of these guys that are getting handed $160, $190 million contracts for nothing, bro. It's nuts.
I agree. And then they shut them down because they're paying them so much money. So the stats look weak because they shut them down. They won't play them. If they're losing, it's same way with baseball and pitching and shit like that. But man, times are different, man. Like,
I agree. I mean,
we weren't alive for the 70s, but man, those dudes went out. Ronnie Lott during a game went in and had his pinky amputated so he could go back into the game. That's a man. That's a man's man, and we don't have it no more. We don't. But also, they used to be the methamphetamine for games.
Can you imagine how big of a star like somebody like a Bo Jackson or a Deion Sanders would be today playing two sports? You know what I mean? Like that shit's nuts, man. So
yeah, well, Bo Sanders could have handled it because he wouldn't have had that much on him. But Bo Jackson had weak hips.
Yeah, his hips gave out on him. Yeah.
Deion Sanders, man, I
don't even know that. You ever seen that motherfucker's toes? That shit's nasty, bro.
He's missing a bunch of them.
Missing toes?
A bunch of toes.
What the fuck? Yeah. Well,
And before they amputated him, bro, they were all like crossed over each other and shit.
Are you trying to say that he had feet like the butler from Mr. Deeds?
Yes, yeah.
He has some black toes.
That's nasty.
Yeah, dude, his feet look like, you ever seen Steven Tyler's feet? They look the same, man.
I don't know anybody that's ever seen Steven. Like, you act like you've been stealing some porn from somebody, some foot porn, watching Steven Tyler's feet.
It's well known that this motherfucker got some grotesque feet. You know what I'm saying? So
we getting off the subject here. What?
Yeah, get back on football. What the fuck you talking about?
Okay, so
I'll sound like Rex Ryan over here.
I took Cardinals. You took Rams. What do you say, Parker?
I take Rams.
He takes Rams.
I'm gonna go with the Rams too.
So 31. Brock, love your daddy, baby, because I'm going with the Cardinals. I'm riding high with the Arizona Cardinals. All right. Next up, we got them Steelers traveling to Denver to play the Broncos. And in my opinion, Denver Broncos are trash. Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't care if they got a win last week. They still trash. This is two trash teams, two teams that will struggle to win 6 games this year, both. Not combined, but both of them. And damn. I'm going to go ahead and say Bo Nix picks up his first win over the Steelers. And so I'm riding with the Broncos versus Steelers. What do you say, Makai?
Yeah, I despise the Broncos. I can't believe they picked up our garbage time,
Yeah.
So I'm going to just go with the Steelers, and I'm going to hope that they can clean up with
Parker, what do you say?
Steelers.
Okay, so it's 1-2. What do you say, D-Lo?
Yeah, I'm going Pittsburgh as well, man. I expect that Justin Fields will have a decent day, and as long as he's not committing turnovers, I think the Steelers pull out the win.
So. You took Steelers?
Yep.
So 31 once again. All right. Next game, on paper, it looks like AFC Championship game. Will it end up being that after the way the the Bengals played this past week. We got the Bengals traveling to KC to play the Chiefs. I want to keep on hating on the Chiefs, but Mahomes and company. Anytime that motherfucker brings that bitch Taylor Swift around, just drives me fucking nuts, man. And I'm gonna say the Bengals.
Now
The
she's
Bengals
back
come,
in. Now she's back in Kamala, so I'm sure that makes it even worse.
yeah,
Huh?
and exactly, and that's why this week I'm rolling with Joe Burrow and the Bengals to
Get
upset the
fuck
Chiefs.
out of here.
What do you say, D'Lo?
I'm going with the Chiefs. There ain't no way in hell, man.
All right, Parker.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
All right.
I'm a root for the upset too.
All right, we got 2-2, baby. We got two Broncos. We got the Hicken boys going with the Broncos, and we got Dirty Dalton Davis over here sliding with Dirty D'Lo.
Bengals, not Broncos.
Yeah, whatever. Shut your mouth. So we got two of us going with the Bengals, two of them going with the Chiefs, and here we go. We got another game here. We got the Sunday night game. So we're talking about D'Lo's Chicago Bears traveling to Houston, where his favorite baseball team plays, as does mine, the Astros and Mackay's, to take on the Texans. And D'Lo, I'll give you a minute to I'm gonna save you for last. All right, I'm gonna save you for last because you know more about them, and so you can make a case for them. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you know and make a case on why your Bears are gonna get their asses stomped this week. And it's pretty much this simple. Diggs, I think Schultz is out of the game, the tight end. I think he might be out. But they got Mixon, they got Shroud, they got Tank, and
They
there's
got Nick.
Collins. And I believe that your defense looked good this past week. I'm not going to lie about that, against a team that our defense is going to look even better against, the Titans. I believe that you're going to come out and your boy, your rookie quarterback, is going to get demolished. And it's not hate. I'm just saying, Texans on paper, they should be. Most people should put them in the Super Bowl. That is a high-powered offense that we maybe not seen since the days of the greatest show on turf, with Kurt Warner and Isaac Bruce and Marshall Faulk. Now I'm saying that's on paper. Will they show up? I'm betting this week that they show up and they beat the shit out of your team who's traveling down there to see them. What do you think, Mackay?
Yeah, I like the Texans over the Bears.
Yep. You got any insight onto that?
Nope, I don't. No
You don't
insight.
even look like you high as hell right now, and you giving some high ass examples. But Parker Davis, what do you say?
I'm gonna say Texans. You know why I say Texans? You know who else is from Texas?
Booker T?
The fucking Von Erichs.
That's true. They are. I don't know what the fuck. The Von Erichs, who's old, and most of them are dead.
They're goats.
Oh, the goats. I've ate some goat. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with this team and what they're
That's
doing.
what
But
it does to me.
and I appreciate that. I do. Makes me want to slap you in the figure four with that leg brace on, though.
Go ahead.
Just as much as I want to throw that Roddy Piper sleeper on D'Lo with his net brace on. You know what I'm saying? Just to see what's popping. But D'Lo, the floor is yours. Make the case. Let us know. Are you riding with your team, or are you gonna make it a clean sweep?
All right. Well, here we go, man. You got two top 25 cornerbacks in the Bears with Tyreek Stevenson and Jalen Johnson, man. Actually, Jalen Johnson is right up there with Sauce Gardner as one of the top two or three in the league.
Well, Sauce Gardner is number one, but everybody else.
Actually, Jalen Johnson's getting a lot more credit for being number one, but you can keep talking your bullshit. But anyway, all I'm saying is we got two. They got three great receivers. Plus Mixon, all that. They're gonna overpower us, dude. Plus they got Danielle Hunter coming off of the edge to fucking clean Caleb Williams up several times that day. The Bears are going to lose, man. The Texans are deservingly going to win. They're the better team, and I almost hope that the Bears don't win because it's going to give them some kind of false sense of hope, and then they're going to come back crashing back down to earth. Our team is a lot better than we once were, but we're not there yet, man. We're not there yet. So
I didn't know you guys were close.
yeah, we're a lot closer than you guys are.
I knew he was going to say something dumb like that. Hey, we got a quarterback that can play the game. You got Caleb Williams.
Yeah, actually, your quarterback hasn't proved that he can play the game for you guys at all. You know,
played it on Monday, baby. Completed it.
He finished the whole game.
I mean, that proves that he can play a game. That doesn't mean he can play the game. You know what I'm saying? So
that's D'Lo actually left that last time he was here. So
thanks, D'Lo.
D'Lo, they said thank you for some you left last time you was here.
I don't even know what I left there, but okay.
We're smoking it, so it's
he's sparking it right now. So, but all right, to the last game of the week, we're talking about the Monday night game. We got a team that I thought on paper would be a lot better than what they did this past week in the Falcons traveling to Philadelphia to play them almighty Philly Eagles. So, in my opinion, the Eagles win, but I think the Falcons look a lot better with Kirk Cousins than what they did last week. I think that was
that's the whole question is, you know, is Kirk Cousins reverting back to the Kirk Cousins that he was in Washington, or are we going to see the Kirk Cousins that was in Minnesota for all those years and doing great things? I mean, he never did do well in the playoffs, but in the regular season,
number wise, like stat wise, this team is a beast.
Yeah, and
how many times? How many times? And you can think because he played in your division for the last 5 years. How many times can you remember where he didn't throw for over 200 yards?
Dude, not many at all. And here's the thing, Justin Jefferson and Stephon Diggs can both credit their early parts of their career to Cousins, and so you know, it's just it's one of those things, man. It's like you know, Cousins was a good quarterback, but is he not fitting this system? That's what everybody wants to know right now. Is this system not right for Cousins, man? So,
well, I feel like part of them they want, which is insane to me. It is insane to me, but I believe there are certain people in that organization down in Atlanta that actually want Penix.
I mean, Penix looked really good.
Why else would you draft Penix with the first pick, with your first pick in the first round, when you just signed Kirk Cousins to that massive deal? Yes.
I think that's going to be one of those situations where they're going to let Penix sit for maybe a year or two, and then they're going to try to throw Cousins on the trade market and try to get like a first round pick out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you're desperate to offload a big contract like that. Nobody's going to give you that massive of a pick.
Let me ask you this: is this a case? I know it's kind of getting off the picks, but is this the case of NFL wanting to go towards the running quarterback, the guy that runs almost 50% of the time as he does with passing?
What is it that you're referring to? Like, it's happening, but what?
Stop! You trying to entrap me in and say it's black quarterbacks? Now it is black quarterbacks doing that, but I mean, and that's just honest truth. Like, we did see some white quarterbacks like Menzel, Tebow that was like that, but those guys are long gone out of the league. What is up with this crave of these guys that come out? And here's why I'm going to say this. I think Mahomes might be the closest. When I talk about strong arm quarterbacks and I talk about black quarterbacks, to me, the best black quarterback that ever played in the league also had the best arm. And let me tell you something, that boy did not run, and that was Warren Moon. Warren Moon also threw for over 70,000 yards in his career, which at one point in time was second or third.
Now,
all time.
But what you got to understand, Phil, is if you turn right now to your left and you asked either one of those guys sitting to your left if if they knew who Warren Moon was without you ever speaking about him. Like if they knew
Are you looking
anything.
him up?
No, I'm about to head out.
I thought you might be looking it up.
I'm just saying it's a new generation,
Hold on,
man.
Dylan.
And
We got Parker. Parker's getting ready to leave. Parker he just stopped by. Parker, tell the podcast.
Hey, I appreciate you guys having me.
hey, man, good seeing you, Parker.
Hearing you, D-Lo, heal up.
All right, hey, you gonna come back later on? Watch fights?
Yeah, I should. I just I promised my cousins I'd go fishing with them.
All right, bud.
later, so
All right, good seeing you,
I'm just
bud.
hanging around.
All right.
Can I grab that shirt for you?
Yeah, babe. Would you show them what that shirt is? All right. My bad, people. We have Mr. Davis leaving and shit, so she gonna grab it for you, bud.
Thank you.
It's been washed. All right. So, Makai, you know who Warren Moon is?
No.
Warren Moon.
experience.
He played quarterback, and he played for the Houston Texans.
No,
But
no,
think
but I
about-
want to prove a point here with that.
Oilers. Yes.
Okay, so he didn't know who Warren Moon was, but Makai, if I ask you right now, do you know who Michael Vick is?
Yeah. The fucking
Exactly.
guy who used to take dogs to a fucking fight and he used to.
Well, there's
Is
that
that what you know for?
No,
Michael Vick played for who though?
he played for like the Eagles.
But who
and
else he played
the
for?
Falcons.
Who else he played for?
I don't know.
The New York Jets.
Oh, he did play. He did have a
Yes.
stint with the Jets.
Do you know who he was drafted in the league by?
No,
The
He was drafted by
Falcons.
the Atlanta Falcons.
the Falcons.
And he was a stud. He got the big contract. He was great. Not long after signing that contract, right, D'Lo, is when the news broke about the dog fighting. That's when
I think
he
it
actually.
I think it was the
served time.
year after. Yeah,
What?
I think it was the year after he
Yeah,
signed that
But he served
deal.
time.
Did he do prison or just jail?
Prison.
time?
No, he did 18 months in prison. Yeah,
18 months prison. Came out. D'Lo, did he play in New York or did he go to Philly first?
no, he went to Philly first. Yeah, Andy Reid's the one that gave him a chance.
And he looked good there. He came in
Yeah.
after Manab, right? Or
Yeah.
was Manab still there? Thank you.
No, I thought he was in there like during that fucking during like the Foles era and shit. Like I thought McNabb had already left. I'm not 100% on that though.
All right.
So
By the way, just side note, this has nothing to do with anything. Did you happen to see the picture of Violent J and Shaggy Two Dope at the VMAs?
yeah, they were
Did
actually
you see
a
them
lot
with
of
their wives?
Well,
I just saw the picture and I saved it today.
Violent J's
Shaggy
is
Two Dope's
his
wife.
girl.
I did not know that she was that voluptuous.
Who?
Shaggy Two Dope's wife.
She's a nurse and shit. You know what I'm
But
saying?
have you ever
So,
seen her chest?
she's got tits. Yeah.
I saw that today, and I was like, but also like the size of her, like she made Violent J's girl look like a midget. Like she's
Yeah.
a tall. She's got to be like 5'8", 5'9". I just didn't know if you happen to know that.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures. I've seen actually a lot of people were giving them compliments on the Violent J. Violent J rocking the butterfly theme still and shit. You know
Well,
what
so
I'm
did
saying?
his girl. See his girl?
Yeah.
His girl
Yeah.
wore that. But what
Yeah.
I'm talking about those on Shaggy Two Dope's wife. I was like,
Shaggy was rocking with.
oh
that.
shit! I was like, holy shit, man! I was like, man, she is out there.
Shaggy and them rocking the like do-rag style fucking
Yeah.
yeah. So
My bad on that side note. I just had to bring that up because I never had. I've seen her on Shaggy's show, but I just never had seen her like that. So anyway, we still got 1-1. So I'm going with the Eagles. What do you say, D'Lo? Eagles or Falcons?
I think the Eagles are gonna roll. Like I said, I'm not sure what's going on there, man, because Atlanta has so many weapons, dude. I mean, they are loaded with weapons, dude. I don't understand why Kirk Cousins would struggle in a situation like that. I don't understand why
he's got receivers, right? He's got London there. He's got Pitt.
fucking Kyle Pitts. He's got fucking Darnell Mooney. He's got fucking dude. He's got
Bijan
Bijan coming out of the backfield, dude. I mean, he is loaded, man.
But let's not bullshit. Bijan is not the only running back they have there.
Who's
they got two other dudes sitting back there behind him that have put up numbers last season when he was hurt. So,
well, yeah, they got Cordarrelle Patterson too. I think I don't know. Maybe they left.
Who's that dude? Starts with A. Oh man, I know they got Patterson, but they had another dude there His last name started with an A, and he did well.
Allgaier, Travis Allgaier or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
I think
Makai, what do you say? Who wins this game? Is it Falcons travel to Philly on Monday Night Football? Who do you say?
I'm gonna say the Eagles have this one.
All
They have the most dominant team. I'll pick them this week.
Well, I think it's clean sweep, and Parker Davis over there. He's saying what? Parker, the Eagles. So it's a
Well,
clean.
you know what's crazy, man, is the Eagles have drafted so many players out of Georgia. Like they have so many players out of Georgia. It almost makes me think that if you replaced Carolina with Georgia, man, they might be able to hang better than Carolina is this year, bro. So
Yeah, you're not lying, dude. Not lying. So that was NFL Week 2. That's our picks. Now I would like to get into a little UFC 306. And Makai, you seem to keep I keep saying it wrong. It's UFC what?
Noche, I think.
Noche.
Yeah. This is the Mexican Independence Day or whatever it is. So yeah, they're Canelo's fighting tonight. It's a big they're celebrating the Mexican independence there at the Sphere. This is a massive UFC.
Their independence from where?
I'm not sure. I don't know who the Spain maybe Spain.
Spaniards. Go ahead, say it. Spaniards.
Yeah. So but before we even jump off into the card, I just want to talk about one guy that's going to be fighting on here. It's that Raul Rosas or whatever.
Dude, Brock loves that dude. You're talking about the giant, El Gigante's son.
He's got the cleft lip and shit. Now this kid, he laid out a plan the other day, and what he said is he said, I'm 19 years old. He said, I want to be the youngest UFC champion. So he's got about a year and 2 months. Because John Jones, I think it was the youngest, and at 20 years and 2 months or something like that. So this dude's got like a little bit over a year to make this happen. And but then he said that after he becomes champion, he wants to retire within 5 years. So he said he wants to be retired by the age of 25.
He's so tall. He's not. First of all, he fights in the bantamweight, and he's 5'9", 136 pounds. Is it just his elongated face?
I mean, if that were the case, dude, I've seen the dude get punched in the face a few times. If he wasn't very good.
How do you miss that face, though? Because it's so huge.
Yeah, no, I understand. I mean, I thought you were related to him and shit. You know what I'm saying? So fucking.
I feel like he's a member of the 13th Ghost family.
I mean, what is he, Juggernaut Jr. or what? You know what I'm saying?
Did we just lose D'Lo on the podcast? Anyway, but let's talk about what's really at stake tonight. Let's go to the top of the card. Let's start it out there. We got my son Brock is a big fan of this guy, the champion bantamweight Sugar Sean O'Malley, taking on Marab. And I'm not even going to try saying that last name. There's too many vowels.
Diva Sheely or some shit like that. It's weird.
Right. Now we had a person that asked that earlier, and his name was I'm Not Fat, which leads me to believe that he is indeed fat. It's not that he became a fan favorite. Is this guy? He's from Georgia, so I was assuming that he was from Dagestani. Those Dagestanis and that Sambo, that art of wrestling. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. But I actually do have him choking out O'Malley tonight and taking the bantamweight title.
Holy shit, that's crazy, man. All right, so are you laying some money on that tonight or what?
I already have.
Is that your like hot take fucking bet right there? Like go on.
I don't really feel like it is, but I didn't know the size comparison, and when I just looked at it, Sean O'Malley is a tall bantamweight.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he's 5'11".
One thing is he's got that reach over most people in the division.
72 to 68 in tonight's fight.
But here's the thing, dude. He's a fucking sniper with his shots, dude. Like that dude, he just waits for a dude to shoot in and he just catches a bow. Sean O'Malley's gonna win by knockout tonight.
Unless unless Marab, Debalibu, that's what I say his name is, unless he can copy the pattern of one Cheeto Vera, who was the only man to ever have beat O'Malley and pretty much made him just quit. O'Malley just quit in that fight.
Oh yeah, what was that? The
I
Vera?
watched that at your house. Me and Brock was at your house and watched that fight at your house.
Yeah, but then he came back and avenged that shit. O'Malley said that he had he injured a nerve that where his leg just went dead on him, dude. He's like, I couldn't do anything.
Nah, man, he was going to lose that fight. I felt like, who was that dude we watched that one time? Who pulled that and said, you mean if I say I can't continue, I win the fight? And he was down on all the cards.
Wasn't that fucking dude that was the champ, Aljamain Sterling? Didn't he do that?
No, this was, I think this dude was like Latino or something. Me and Makai was watching it.
Oh, I have his face.
And he had that trainer that was doing that weird unorthodox fucking training and shit. This dude was a big name in the UFC.
Oh, you're talking about fucking did that weird training. I know exactly who God damn was it Diego Sanchez?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, well,
And Diego Sanchez in that fight was down. It was in the third round. He was down on all the cards. And I think he got headbutted or low blowed. He got something, and they were going to stop the fight if he couldn't continue. And he said, if I stop the fight, does that mean I get the win? Even though he was down on the cards, they were like, yes. And he was like, I cannot continue as much as I want to.
Well, didn't Aljamain Sterling end up like defending the title or winning the title or something by fucking by like getting kicked in the nuts? Or
he got who was Jan? Peter Yan? Peter Yan. Fucking like he had a hand down or whatever, and he kicked him, and it was something like a DQ because of that. Same reason on why John Jones has a loss currently in the UFC.
12-6 elbow.
Yeah.
And they just allowed that now?
Yeah. It was one of those things. So
they're allowing the 12-6 elbow now?
Yeah, it's okay now. Yes. They passed it to where
that's a vicious fucking move right there, dude.
That's where John Jones is trying, him and Dana White are trying to appeal that only loss to that guy. And I remember that dude's name. I think it started with H. I think he's deaf. Can't hear.
Matt
Hamill or something like that.
Matt the Hammer Hamill.
Yeah. So, but I have no idea why I'm going with Merab. I just think that tonight he pulls the submission out and takes the belt off Sean. And it has nothing to do with Sean O'Malley coming out talking about he could beat Conor McGregor or anything like that. In order to beat Conor, you got to get him in the fucking octagon, and that seems hard to do right now. So,
well, they just said today that Chandler.
No, it was last night. I got that. Chandler's fighting Oliveira in November in the co-main event, 5 rounds. So,
damn.
But Dilo, what's your opinion on the main event? Who wins this fight and why?
I pick O'Malley, man. I think O'Malley wins by knockout. Probably second round. Maybe third.
Makai, what do you say?
I'm gonna say Sean O'Malley by knockout, somewhere in rounds 1 through 4. Somewhere.
So I guess we're all in agreement that this fight is not going the distance.
No, definitely not. Definitely.
All right. Let's go to the co-main event, which is Alexa Grasso, the reigning and defending women's flyweight champion, taking on Valentina Shevchenko, and I'm just going to come right out the gate and say it. Alex Grasso is 2-0 against Shevchenko, but tonight I believe that one of the greatest women fighters ever in the history of MMA, Valentina Shevchenko, pulls out the win and gets her belt back. What do you say, Makai?
Yeah, I say she'll choke her out real fast, actually, within the first 1 or 2 rounds.
Oh, shit. All
Shevchenko will win real fast.
Dilo, who's winning and why?
I'm in 100% agreement with Makai. Early, and Shevchenko. But my thing is if Shevchenko does lose tonight, is it one of those moments like Joanna had where it's like the sport's starting to pass me by? You know what I'm saying?
It
Like,
might be. I don't believe it's one of those instances where it's like it's time to move up in weight. Though I think that she could move up in weight.
but dude, when she moved up and fought Nunes, dude, Nunes was just eating her up, man. Like, you know,
no, not true. They fought
I mean,
2 fights. Nunes did win both fights, but
both of them by
fight, most people
decision.
say she won. It went to decision.
Yeah.
Both fights went to decision.
But man,
One was
what I'm
split,
saying,
one was done.
is fucking. What I'm saying is like Shevchenko was hitting her with those fast, those real quick fucking punches, and it just looked like Nunes's punches when they would hit Shevchenko. It was like, oh shit! Like for some reason, it just felt like that moving up in that weight. That Nunes was so much more powerful, but we're talking about Nunes who knocked out Cyborg. I mean, the bitch was bad, dude. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying.
Well, we've also seen Nunes lost to Raquel Pennington back in the day.
Yeah, I know, man. Nunes
Before
lost a lot of fights. Like,
yes,
I think she lost like 3 or 4 fights early on in her career.
Yeah, until when she beat Ronda and went on that streak, until she lost to Pena, like she was dominant. That was a dominant era for her. And with like some people could say her biggest win was Ronda, but if you want to showcase her power, her biggest win was like demolishing Cyborg, and she did that. Like I don't that was a first round knockout, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, dude, it was an early first round knockout. Now maybe did they go into the second round? I don't know, but she beat her ass, dude.
Embarrassed her is what happened.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think it was like a very early first round knockout, if I remember. I think it was like 40 seconds because Cyborg was calling for a.
She had her up against the cage and just was like,
yeah, was laying her ass out, dude.
Yeah,
and Cyborg was flailing her hands. But I remember Cyborg calling controversy, saying, you know, fucking, it was an early stoppage and she deserves a rematch or whatever because technically Cyborg was the champion of that division at that time, and so Cyborg, you know, tried to say, well, as a champion, I get a rematch clause, and Dana White was like, no, the fuck you don't. Actually, we're gonna cut you. So
yeah,
you know.
So who are you saying wins?
I'm gonna, man. This is a hard one. I tell you what, I think I'm gonna go with Shevchenko, but like I said, if Shevchenko loses, is it one of those like come to Jesus moments where you realize that you can't get past Grasso and she's
in her career, I'll tell you this much: Valentina Shevchenko is 23-4-1. And of her 4 losses, 2 are to Grasso and 2 are to Nunes. That's it. That's the only 2 women that have been able to solve this Russian ballerina.
I mean, you know, if you're asking me, like, who do I have more faith in because of proven longevity, it's definitely Shevchenko. I mean, but like I said, she's lost 2 to Grasso already, so it's like,
is what the bigger smack in the face? When in any of those other 2 fights or coming in on this Mexican holiday on UFC Noches or whatever you want to call it, and taking the belt off Grasso when all of her country will be watching her tonight. That'd be a pretty huge win for Valentina, and I'm putting my money on her.
Well, dude, that Sphere, they said that I read a thing last night that said that they tried to make a big fucking deal out of this UFC at the Sphere thing, and
it's costing them almost $20 million to put this on.
Well, here's the deal, man. They fucking they were trying to sell nosebleed tickets for like upwards of $600, dude, and they said there were still shitloads of tickets available because people just, you know, that's insane.
They're trying to recoup their money back from what they spent on advertising and on getting that to rent that building. It is not cheap because of what it costs to run those LED lights. It is expensive.
But so, who's really gonna, like, how many events do they anticipate they're going to have there, dude? Like,
No, he said it's a one and done here. This is a one and done. He said the UFC will never go back there. This was just something that they wanted to do. It's so expensive to do it.
Well, and that's fine
like,
at the UFC, but I'm saying even like concerts and shit. Who is going to be able to afford
only
to put
the Taylor Swift, Post Malone's, shit like that?
Garth Brooks, maybe? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of who the fuck can afford Kanye West, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Beyonce.
Like the upper of the upper. Like you have to be able, like, maybe like the Rolling Stones, Eminem, shit like that. But
yeah, like I'm
most
just
artists you cannot, because you cannot afford to have one seat left unsold for something like this, because you're not going to make your money back. That's how much it costs to rent that place. So, all right. So we're all in agreement. Valentina Shevchenko wins her title belt back tonight. Let's go to third match on the card, a featherweight. Brian Ortega, a guy that has had a lot of momentum until he lost that first fight. He's rebounded back. He won his last fight, getting ready to take on Diego Lopez tonight. Diego Lopez, 25-6 as a fighter. Ortega, 16-3. But I'm pretty sure Ortega started out like, what was it, 12-0? Like, he was dominant. And he struggled over the last few fights that he's had.
Oh, yeah.
He's bounced back.
Sure.
I think everything has Lopez being a favorite, but I think Brian Ortega, I think he comes in and wins tonight. I really do. What do you think, D'Lo?
Yeah, I disagree. I think Lopez is going to win tonight, and I sometimes the UFC pisses me off, man, because it's like Ortega is one of them people that, yeah, he had that good run, but he's kind of a fan favorite, and the UFC sees people gaining momentum, social media wise, or on, fucking YouTube or whatever, and they'll start pushing them. They'll start pushing them, but it's like they try to put jobbers in front of them, and then they expect them to jump up in the rankings and shit. It's real weird how they've done some of that shit. The UFC pisses me off with that shit sometimes, but Ortega's going to lose on this one, I think, man. I just think that his little 12-0 or 13-0 run was about as best as it's going to get for him. So,
What do you think, Makai?
I think Brian Ortega will pull through tonight. I think his veteran status will come through in this fight.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you have to put in on it. All right.
I mean, I'm sure it didn't make it any better. His quietness, smoking weed, that only makes it worse.
It put him out. Baby. We're drinking some margaritas and some Keystones over here. So,
oh shit, taking it over.
Yeah. The next one, it's a lightweight bout between Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovics.
Give me the favorite and the
Here's what I can
underdog.
tell you. I'll have to look up the favorites. Daniel Zellhuber is 15-1. He's a Mexican fighter, taking on Esteban Ribovics, who is 13-1 from Argentina. So both guys only have one loss. Makai, you see who the favorite is on this?
I do.
And who is it?
It is Daniel Zellhuber.
All right. So Daniel Zellhuber is the favorite in this fight.
Minus 190.
I don't know much about either one of these guys. But just to be honest, with it being ESPN Noches, or whatever the fuck you want to say that, I'm going to ride with Daniel Zellhuber at 15-1. When I look at the stats, we're talking about Daniel is 6'1", Esteban is 5'10", both weighed in at 155. The reach, though, it's the reach, and Daniel has that at 77-69. That's a hell of a reach.
Yeah, he's got some long arms, man.
Is on him.
Man, I was honestly gonna go roll with the underdog until you told me that reach. I was gonna make up some big ass story about how Argentina won the World Cup last year and this Argentina dude's gonna fucking win, but nah, I don't really have any excuse for it. I'm gonna go with the favorite, fucking whatever it is. So,
Daniel Zellhuber.
Yeah.
What do you say, Makai?
Yeah, I took him earlier, so I'm gonna stay with that one. I'm gonna take the Mexican-born fighter.
Daniel Zahuber. All right, in flyweights, we got Ronaldo Rodriguez, 16-2 fighter from Mexico, taking on Ode Osborne. I don't think it's OD. It's ODE apostrophe Osborne. So I'm not sure how to say that, but we'll say Rodriguez versus Osborne. Osborne is 12-7. Rodriguez is 16-2. We got a Mexican taking on a Jamaican here. And as much as I love those Jamaicans, I think Ronaldo Rodriguez is going to go in.
Anything can happen, but I predict that Rodriguez is going to take that. So,
what do you say, Makai?
I mean, Ode has an 8.5-inch reach on him.
D'Lo said you didn't say that. You didn't say that.
I will not be switching it up.
Why y'all tell me this shit later?
Now, and here it is though. You got Rodriguez, who was 5'6", D'Lo, but Osborne is 5'7", so an inch taller. But the reach is 65.5 to 73 in favor of Osborne. But the age, 25 for Rodriguez, 32 for Osborne.
Yeah.
So are you
and
thinking?
It sounds like Osborne. He's he's lost over he's lost 7 fights.
He's lost 7 fights, man.
Yeah. So I'm going with Rodriguez.
So you're gonna not go with the Marley fan, huh? You're going against the Jamaican culture. Is that right, Dustin?
Yes, I'm going Rodriguez.
All right. Next up, we got a women's bantamweight fight. Irene Aldana versus a Brazilian in Norma Dumont. And yes, Aldana is Mexican. And in these, we got the stats right here. We got the Mexican Irene Aldana, 5'9", taking on Norma Dumont, who is 11-2 at 5'7". They both weighed in at 136 pounds. Irene is 36. Dumont is 33. The reach is close at 68 for Aldana and 67 for Dumont. I'm going to go ahead and ride once again, and it's a thing about this because of the holiday and everything else. I'm going to ride with the Mexican Irene Aldana over Dumont, who is Brazilian. What do you think, D'Lo?
No, I'm taking Dumont on this one. I think she'll end up submitting her. Them Brazilians are pretty badass. So
they are. They are. What do you say, Makai?
I picked Dumont on my picks earlier, so I'm gonna stay with that on here.
All right. Way to put so much insight into it, Makai.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a lightweight. We got Manuel Torres, 15-2, taking on. Oh fuck! I just lost all that. Hold on. Emmanuel Torres taking on. God damn it! How am I supposed to pronounce this shit? Some of this shit. Ignacio Bamond. So we have a Mexican fighter who is 15-2 in Torres taking on a fighter from Chile who is 15-5 in Bamond. But man, D'Lo is the difference in height. We got a 5'10" lightweight taking on a 6'3" lightweight, with Torres being 5'10" and Bamond being 6'3". Age 29 for Torres, 27 for Bamond. The reach 73 for Torres, 75.5 for Bamond. Okay. Who do you say? Who wins this fight?
We'll go with Torres. Even though he's smaller and all that shit. So
got a better record. I agree. I think Torres is going to pull it out. What do you say, Makai?
I like the height on
Bamond.
However you say that guy's name.
From Chile.
So
all right.
I'm going to roll with that guy.
2-1 on that one. Next up, we got a women's strawweight. We got Yasmin and I'm not even going to try to say her last name. We're just going to call her Yasmin. She is a Mexican that is 11'1" or 11-1 versus taking on Souza, a 14-4 women competitor from Brazil. And D'Lo, I know you're going to ask. Both women are 5'3". Both women weighed in at 115 pounds, but the Mexican fighter of Yasmin is 25 compared to the Souza, who is 30. And the reach advantage goes to the Mexican fighter Yasmin at 64 to Souza 63. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the 11-1 Yasmin, the Mexican fighter, against Souza. What do you say?
I'll agree with that. I mean, it just, I guess I'm just picking people at this point because I really don't know a whole lot about these fighters. It kind of drives me nuts when they do this shit when they're like honoring a certain card or they go to like Abu Dhabi or something because they'll throw like so many of these
from that area.
Yeah, and it's like fucking you don't know half of the fighters and shit, and it's just like. So yeah, like they're doing that shit with the Mexican Independence Day or whatever it is.
There's only one more fight after this I'm going to go over. So, but what do you say, Makai? Yasmin or Souza?
The Mexican-born fighter has a betting favorite of -550 right now.
Oh, heavily favored.
So it feels like they're just gonna keep somebody to the wolves in this fight. So I'm gonna believe that, and I'm gonna roll with the Mexican.
She's younger.
Fighter.
She's younger. She got the reach by 1 inch. So, all right.
Yep.
Last one on this fight that we're going to cover because there was another one, but I'm not going to cover it. I think the American will win that. But on the last one is a bantamweight fight. I don't think that we covered it. We talked about him, but Raul Rosa Jr., 9-1 Mexican fighter, taking on the only Chinese fighter on the card tonight. And he also does not have a first name. He only has one name, and it ends with Ling. I can't say the other ones. I don't know how it's pronounced. So we're going to say Rosa versus Ling. And in that, we're talking about Rosa, who's 5'9", Ling, who's 5'7". They both weighed in at 136 pounds, but one is 19 in Rosa. The other one is 31 in Ling. Ling is 25-11. Rosa is 9-1. And the reach advantage goes to, shocking enough, Ling. Ling has it at 69. Rosa has it at 67. So I'm still going to roll with Rosa, Raul Rosa Jr. to pull the win. What do you say, D'Lo?
I agree. I think he's going to submit, dude. My thing about him is he's a prime example of the situation I was talking about where he's gaining some popularity, like social media wise and things like that. He's been talking about like when he win a fight, he's like, I can buy my mom a van. Like he's got that likable mentality, but it's like, really, who are they putting in front of him? They're kind of putting fucking guys that they expect him to win against because they don't want to knock him off his throne yet. I remember when there was a kid that came into the UFC. His name was Sage Northcutt.
We all remember Sage Northcutt.
Yeah, and Dana White admitted to throwing him into the wolves too quick, man. He said, after a couple of fights, yeah, but he said that he thought after a couple of fights that kid was ready, and then he threw him to some big dogs, and he got the fuck beat out of him, and he's like, I may have ruined this kid already. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what he
had
doing.
The body, he had the look.
He was so young, dude. He was so young, and these guys were experienced.
He went to what was it that Philippines company won championship.
Did he? Yeah, I didn't know that, but
he's rebounded. Not like he was in the beginning, but he's still got a career. But that last fight in the UFC, he got knocked out. Remember that? He was like in a coma. They fucked him up. But that's either you can do it at this level or you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
a lot of these guys are pretenders.
I don't know that that's true, dude. Like, I don't know that a kid that is 18 or 19 years old is in the same physical shape and mind mindset of a dude that's been working at it so hard, and
I
he's
disagree with
25
you, and
and
I
he's
will
got.
tell you one name on why.
Go ahead. You're gonna say Brock, and
No,
dude,
I'm
like
not.
we have.
I'm talking about a guy that's
Okay,
actually in the UFC.
who you talking about?
Bo.
Bo Nichols. We'll see. We'll see. I mean,
Does he not look good?
he has. He absolutely has. But and that's why I believe Brock can look good when he gets in there, man. But it's just like you
Why the hell would you think I
gotta.
put my son in there? We're talking about UFC. I'm not talking
No,
about.
no, but I'm just saying, like, because he's been dominating practice and shit. And I think Brock can get in there and hang with the best of them. But the thing is, you got to respect these guys that have been doing it for forever, and they see those certain openings when you drop that hand, and all of a sudden that fucking overhand right comes and just knocks you for a fucking loop, dude.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we'll talk
you know,
Brock come February when Brock gets ready to have his first fight. So far,
he's
done
they're
well.
getting ready to have that. They're getting ready to have those fights in October at the
I know
Shrine.
he's hoping to get on that. He's hoping that somebody gets hurt and he could be a late sub in. And his coach said it's a possibility.
Well,
So
they're saying that they're down to like less than 30 tickets for that show, dude. They're like it's fucking it's gonna sell out. So like it's already almost sold out.
the one that Brock's going to fight in is probably in Sullivan, I believe is what he said. So
I wanted to see him fight in the Shrine.
I do too, but I'm going to go wherever he's fighting at, and I'm going to watch him. So
for sure. Yeah.
But all right, looks like that's the end of it, and we've been on here for hour and 22 minutes. So we think anybody that's made it this long, please make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get back on here more. We can't always do it when everybody's available, but now that we can do this with D'Lo while he's at home and we can jump on here like this, we're going to do more. We had Makai subbing today.
Dude, you get off work and you wanna fucking shoot a quick podcast or something, man, let me know. Because Bennett said he wants to
start doing them on Tuesdays for the post NFL review.
And we could do it this way, man. Bennett could click the link and fucking he could join in and we'd all be on here, man.
Smart enough to do this, and you know this. Bennett would have to come to my house or your house, and that's okay. But
what's probably going to happen is we're just going to send Makai every Tuesday to show Bennett how to click a link. And
why would I show that? If Makai's available, we'll have him jump in. It's always good to have a guest host on. And today, Bennett Bennett is at his niece's wedding and can't show up. I'm pretty sure Steve will show up at some time in the wedding and fuck it all up as he always does.
God he'll be banned from the wedding before it's all said.
It's always who invited Steve. We always invite Bennett. Somehow Steve shows up, but to anybody that's been this long,
he'll be trying to make it rain on his niece and shit. You know what I'm saying?
As weird as it is, but yeah. But anybody that's been this long, hey, please like the video, subscribe, share it, anything. We appreciate you following us, and I have no problem. I think we'll be back soon. Tuesday, definitely. We're trying to add some new shit here. So, hey, we appreciate y'all following us and still sticking around. I know we haven't been here a lot lately, but we're trying to put more content out there. So anybody that
also, if I can heal the fuck up and be capable of fucking going to the ICP concert that may happen next month or whatever, it'd be nice to go live from outside there and see all the juggalos. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Fucking spraying Fago and all that.
Dude, they got the Rustling. They got Rustling and Ouija Matt performing in the ICP. I'm buying my tickets this Wednesday, which is mine, Makai, and Michelle's. Brock said he'll get his ticket then too. So we just got to make sure you grab your ticket and let's rock this bitch, man.
Yeah. I don't foresee it like completely selling out. The biggest deal is, like I said, I'm not even able to stand for any amount of time. And Lord knows them motherfuckers don't have seats at their concert. It's all standing only. So,
and you know us, we got to get to that front, dude. That's all we do.
Oh, yeah, you got to fight. You got to fight to the front to get sprayed with Fago and shit. That's just the way it rolls. So, yeah.
So, all right,
guys. Well, fucking give me a call tomorrow. What's that?
I said we won't keep them no longer. We appreciate everybody that tuned in, and we'll be back real soon with some more content. Hopefully this Tuesday, if not sooner. And thank you for everybody to tuning in to Worst Case Scenario.
Yo.
And stream at the top right.